like, I can only speak for myself, obviously, right? But I feel like I'm in a very fortunate place in this world in many ways. But having been able to go to see that last performance, I felt like I got to say goodbye to him there, and I
Yeah.
cried, and it was like it was a thing. So when I got the news that he died, um, that was cool.
Oh yeah, that's a sort of newish intro, but like, dude, thank you for coming on to do this special tribute to our Lord and Savior, the Godfather of heavy metal, Ozzy Osbourne, man.
Honored. Thank you for having me, dude.
No
I will.
worries, but dude, this was yeah. I'm speechless.
Yeah. I feel very like I can only speak for myself, obviously, right? But I feel like I'm in a very fortunate place in this world in many ways. But having been able to go to see that last performance, I felt like I got to say goodbye to him there, and I
Yeah.
cried, and it was like it was a thing. So when I got the news that he died, um, I was honestly happy for him, man. You know,
Yeah.
like I was honestly glad to hear that in a way, without sounding like disrespectful or shitty. Like I was glad to hear that he passed because it kind of seemed like from what he said and just the vibe that he kind of wanted to, you know, that he said he wanted to die on stage after the show or whatever. And I think he probably wanted that. And what did we want? Did we want Ozzy to be in a wheelchair for 15 more years, fucking signing autographs and fuck that. He's the Prince of Darkness. Let him go out when he's high and mighty after the biggest heavy metal show in the world. That was like his funeral. And
Yeah.
he checked out after that. And of course it's sad and there's a void left, but it's like we're all gonna do it. We're all gonna die. So what better way to die than that? So I was just happy that he died in a timely and cool way after the momentum of such a meaningful and big event like that.
Yeah. I was obviously I was asleep, but that when I woke up, two of my good friends sent me a fucking message, and I'm like, no way. So I opened up Instagram, and that was the first thing I've seen, just
Yeah,
fucking coming up on my phone, dude. And I'm just like, I
it's been
was
everywhere.
crying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's heavy. It's a lot, but like I said, I feel like he wouldn't want us to be sad. I know
yeah,
a lot of people are sad, and of course there's a wave of sadness to it, but he would want us to carry the torch, continue to rock and roll, be happy for him. He was suffering, man. Like I don't know, I've never had Parkinson's, but I can imagine that his stage 5 Parkinson's is no fucking joke, and he was
yeah.
probably in a very significant amount of physical and mental pain. So he's in a better place. He's in hell with Lemmy, writing music again, and just
And Randy.
killing it. And Randy, the whole
Yeah,
crew, the whole crew.
yeah.
There's a big super group rocking right now in the under the cliffs of hell. So I think we're fine. I think he's
Y-
fine.
Yeah, yeah. That one hit me the most, compared to like maybe Dimebag passed away. You know what I mean? Because like Dimebag was like one of my guitar heroes, but like Ozzy, man, listening to Ozzy in high school and being an outsider and not really have many friends, and music is like the only thing that you have, right?
Totally,
That's
man.
the only thing that can actually speak to you. And like, uh, I think I talked about this when we did the list and wrist with Schuler and stuff like that. How we were all talking about how we all got into like Ozzy and Sabbath, and I told you guys it was like I think it was like when my brother bought the first reunion
Yeah,
CD. Is it the
yeah,
'98 reunion?
I remember you telling me that. Yeah,
Yeah, man, friggin', I was hooked.
better place to start, man. Um, yeah, he's just the voice of that, you know. So it's gonna be like every time we hear Sabbath, we'll be reminded, and just I'm just in a mood of gratitude and thankfulness for all he's done, and for him for being the voice for all those misfits and outsiders like us, you know. And
Oh,
without him, I
100%,
wouldn't
dude.
be, and we wouldn't be
Yeah.
here without their music. Yeah,
Yeah, 100. Yeah, I totally agree, man. But before we dive into some more of our favorite Aussie moments and stuff like that, you, my friend, you could tick this off your list now because you've been trying to see Sabbath for a very, very long time, and you managed to go to the back to the beginning
I did. I did.
concert.
Very,
That
very
was 10,
fortunate, brother.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was a 10-hour thing, wasn't it? Like, wasn't it like a 10-hour like concert charity farewell
Yeah, I
thing?
think so. It was like it started at like noon and then it ended at like 11 or something. So yeah, it was or whatever. It was I don't really remember the times, but it was like yeah, it was like an all day thing, man. And like you said, like Black Sabbath to me, they're my favorite band. Like just
Yeah,
and I emphasize band. Not to this is the Ozzy Osbourne tribute episode, and we will always pay respects to Ozzy. But Black Sabbath to me is so much more than just Ozzy because you have Geezer, Tony, and Bill all contributing their own magic, and then Ozzy's the voice of that, and Ozzy has his own vibe. So it really is like the whole lineup together, the original lineup that makes the magic that is to me my favorite music, my favorite band. And I know I'm not alone in that. Like Black Sabbath is a lot of people's favorite bands, right?
yeah,
But that's really why when I saw that, like, I wasn't super bummed that I didn't get a chance to go see their final The End tour because it wasn't Bill Ward, dude. And to me, if you don't have Bill Ward, if you don't have the original
it's not
guys,
Sabbath.
it's not Sabbath. It's just not.
Yeah,
And there's a lot of bands that you can replace the drummer, you can replace the bass player, and it doesn't matter, right? There are plenty of bands that it doesn't matter for, but Sabbath, it really really matters for, at least to me, at least to me.
yeah,
Um, so the fact that it was the original lineup, I made the decision that I have to go. Like I don't care what happens. I didn't even so I booked a plane ticket and I
yeah.
didn't even have a ticket like to get into the show. I couldn't get
Really?
like, yeah, no, I couldn't get a ticket to get into the show. Because I tried to get it as soon as they went on sale, and you know, impossible.
Yeah.
Then it was resale, barely like you could barely find resale tickets, um, and they were crazy amounts of money, like. And I know I look very successful and noble, but I am far from affording a concert ticket that's over $1,000. So
Yeah.
that's out. That's out of the limits. So I just made the decision. Well, Black Sabbath is so important to me. You know what I do, DCL. But if nobody listening knows, um, one of the coolest things I do with Death Comes Lifting is Sabbath Sunday yoga, right? So we listen to Black Sabbath every Sunday, and I hold a yoga class to that, and that has been a consistent backbone in my personal life, but in the business of Death Comes Lifting and the brand. It's I mean, we've been doing it for we used to do it on the podcast in the early days years ago, way before I had a gym, and it's just been
Yeah.
it's been a staple, man, and it completely changed my life and this business and whatever. It is one of the most successful and cool things that I get to do, and that Death Comes Lifting is. So I owe a lot to Black Sabbath just for that alone. Not to speak of all it's done for me personally. And I'm kind of very funnily known as the Black Sabbath yoga teacher. And
Yeah.
I feel like I had to go like a pilgrimage. It was like a heavy metal pilgrimage to pay my respects to the original band. And if I
It
didn't
was
get in,
calling your name.
Yeah, no, yeah. And if I didn't get in the show, I was just gonna go and like be outside or be in the parking lot or go to a fucking pub that was streaming the live stream and hang out with a bunch of local Birmingham motherfuckers and have a meaningful time, you know. So that
Yeah.
was my plan. I guess the heavy metal gods reward those who may deserve it, and I got a ticket at the last minute for really cheap, and
Yeah.
yeah, and it was fantastic that I would do that. But like I had the and I would do it again that way. Like I didn't care if I got in. It wasn't even about that. It was just about making the trek, going to Birmingham, the original, you know, the city where it began, and just paying my respects. That's what I wanted to do, and offer thanks and gratitude to Black Sabbath. Now, the fact that I got to see them takes it to the next level. The fact that I got to do a yoga class out there and do a Sabbath Sunday yoga class for people in Birmingham, you know, that exceeded my expectations times a million, and I'm so grateful that I got to do that. But I didn't have any of that planned. I was just going, and then that happened. So stick to your heavy metal instincts, kids. You know,
Yes.
if something's
Yes.
telling you to do it, don't
You
worry too
do it.
much. Fucking do it. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
like. What are you gonna do? I would have
Yeah,
regretted,
exactly.
you know, more
I
than I would have
I
regretted.
I bet you I reckon you would too, man, because I was
Oh,
lucky enough to see them twice.
it's
But
awesome. Yeah,
it wasn't without the award. But then the second time when I saw them in 2016, I paid extra for the VIP sound check.
I know you
So
did,
I
man.
get
I saw those
yeah,
pictures.
and that actually there was no we weren't allowed to bring phones in there. The guy that promoted that package said that it's only for us only,
It's
and it's
awesome.
only for like for us to like keep that in our brains forever and something that we can't share to the world unless if we talk about it or something like that. But dude, that experience was so fucking cool.
Man, that's awesome, man. It's like meeting the gods. You know, you can't replace that. So I can imagine that was awesome for you, man.
Yeah, I still remember, dude. Um, as soon as the keyboardist came out first, and he waved, and then he did his little sound check, and then Tony came out, and Geezer and Tommy, and then Ozzy came out, and then fucking Tommy hit that kick, and then as soon as that riff to Iron Man starts from Tony Iommi, dude, fucking Ozzy just looks at me, nods his head,
Yeah,
goes, oh yeah, man. I'm just like looking at him for like fucking 5 fucking seconds, and I'm like, what do I do?
that's incredible, dude. I love that they sound check and open with Iron Man. That's hilarious. Good for
Oh man, that was a fun night, man. I was front row at that concert too, but there was like so many idiots moshing. But like, other than that, it was a great night, man. It's something that I would never forget.
yeah, man. You can't, and that's something that I was trying to be aware of at the show. I just practice being present, you know, and there's a lot of, you know, I could have taken a million pictures and videos and stuff, and I took a decent amount, enough, but I was just trying to just be there, you know, and I wasn't even thinking about how what I'm gonna say about it or how I'm gonna feel or like what or I just wanted to be there and witness Black Sabbath play, whether that was one song or the four they did, whatever it was. I just wanted the fact that I just got to see the original lineup with Bill Ward on drums.
Yeah,
I feel like I can never see a band again, and I will be fine. You know, I feel
yeah,
like I've seen what I've done what I've set out to do. You know, and I
yeah,
really always wanted to see Black Sabbath, and the fact that that's how it happened for me. I feel very grateful and fortunate, brother. That's and almost like I don't deserve it, you know. Just kind of like, all right, I have to pay that forward to everybody now. I have to bring it back and continue to do what I do in an awesome way and be generous, be kind, be loving. Play that good energy forward. That was my take. That was my
Yeah.
takeaway from it.
To see Bill back behind the kit for the very last time, obviously with everything that was happening over the years, how he was going to join the reunion, and then the last minute I guess he wasn't interested anymore. I guess because of what money or whatever it was. I'm not too sure. But then you reckon with like maybe that Sharon maybe might have reached out to Bill and saying like, look, this is maybe like Ozzy's last time forever for good. Want
Yeah,
to do this? You reckon? You reckon Sharon connected all of them all together to have like this one big send off?
probably. I reckon Sharon probably is in charge of everything. In
Mm.
that world, and good. I'm glad because I think she did a fucking amazing job. And
Oh
without
yeah.
Sharon, I don't think we would have had Ozzy for. I think he would have died probably 30 years ago. You know,
Hmm.
um,
Yeah.
I think we're really grateful. We should all be really grateful for Sharon Osbourne for sure. And the events. I mean, she's responsible for Ozfest really, and this last show was run amazingly, like super tight. They had that like revolving stage, and they had like video playing in between bands, and everything was just like it was so like the most professionally put on huge production I've ever been to. And I just could tell that that's Sharon, and she's really the force behind all that. So I would only imagine that yes, it was her probably doing that. Black Sabbath could get back together. The fact that it was Ozzy's final show probably helped a lot, and also the fact that it was for charity, so money's not bleeding.
Yes.
You know,
No.
and I honestly want to think that's why Bill Ward did it, because he's been
No
fucked
money.
around with by Black Sabbath management. If you know the history, forever he was in the band, he was out of the band, he wasn't given a fair deal, maybe for the reunion tour. Who knows the real truth? But I think the fact that it was all for charity probably enticed Bill Ward to say yes.
Yeah.
Uh, how cool is that? How cool is that they got Bill Ward, but also like I think they raised like $200 million for charity or
Or
something.
something like that.
Like
Yeah.
it was the most successful charity concert ever. And like what a cooler way. What a cooler way to do that. So even when no matter who you are, whether you're Ozzy or Sharon, or whether you're little guys like me and you, we can always take what we do and give it back, and give it back to people and give it back to our hometown. That's the coolest, man. Back to the beginning. It was about that city, man, and being in that city and kind of feeling the love and seeing where Black Sabbath came from and getting to see them give it back to the city. That's like what it's all about. I can only hope to achieve that on like one millionth of a level that Black
Yeah.
Sabbath did. So that was just very inspiring and cool to see, and just paying the good vibes and the heavy metal love forward, man. I always
Hmm.
think it's cool that Black Sabbath all love and all, and they're the devil in so many ways, right? Their image is the devil, and we invented heavy metal, and but like, you know, they gave away $200 million to charity for their final performance, and all their songs are about love and peace. That's something that is really inspiring to my life, and that's
Yeah.
that drilled home that point even more from being there and seeing all that.
Yeah. Well, like, it's a shame now he won't able to get to see Sid and Kelly getting married now after um, Sid Wilson proposed backstage.
Yeah,
His reaction was funny though. As soon as he popped the question, Ozzy was just like, "You're not marrying my fucking daughter." I fucking cracked up laughing just before but just right before he was about to say, "Will you marry me?" And then Ozzy just fucking crushed it.
crashed it. Classic Ozzy. I think that's awesome, and that also
Yeah.
makes me feel like they knew, you know, like it makes me feel like they knew Ozzy wasn't going to be around for much longer,
Mm,
you know,
yeah,
and that might be why they did that backstage because they knew he wouldn't be alive to see like a wedding, you know.
yeah, yeah,
So I feel like it was kind of like, I mean, not super unspoken, but it was, you know, just seeing the man. It was pretty obvious that his time was soon, you know. So I think that everyone was coming to terms with that, and that's why, you know, they did that backstage and they did the whole thing. And I was talking to a friend back home after the show and reflecting on it and stuff. And I've said this before. Like it feels like that whole show was Ozzy going to his own funeral. Like it was like a big
yeah.
funeral party for Ozzy,
Big send off.
big send off. You know, you got all your friends and your family and your loved ones, whether they're playing in bands. People were sending in their videos. Fucking Billy Idol, Dolly Parton, Marilyn Manson, Judas Priest. They all had their like Elton John. All
Ronnie
had
Wood.
Ronnie Wood. They're all
Yeah,
they either came there or they sent in a video giving their love and thanks, you know. And it was like it was. I can imagine that's what his funeral would be like, you know. And that's he got to attend his own funeral party versus like instead of being dead for it. So I'm happy
mhm.
that Ozzy got to do that, you know.
I was planning on buying the actual streaming ticket, but because I think it started at 10 p.m. here, and then I'm just like, nah. Like I had a funny feeling it was gonna go on for hours, and
Yeah,
lucky I didn't. And I went on YouTube like as soon as I got up in the morning, get my stuff ready for work. And I just went on YouTube and I just had clips. So
yeah.
somebody must have like taken off clips from the stream and put it up before I got taken down. But I managed to catch Slayer's set, dude. And them covering my favorite Sabbath song, Wicked World, because it's such an underrated Sabbath song and it's
So good,
such a bluesy, heavy bluesy song.
so good.
They friggin' killed it, dude. They killed
They
it.
they killed it. They were the
Yeah.
best band there, but like that was my favorite. I mean, Ozzy and Sabbath is in its own category. It's its own thing. But that was the best set leading up to it for
Yeah.
sure. I thought, you know, and the fact that they made it Wicked World a medley into like South of Heaven, and then they came back
Yeah.
finished out Wicked World. Lay it down, dude.
Perfect.
Nobody else should
Yeah.
even try. That's it. That's
Mm,
period at the end of that sentence. Yeah, I
yeah.
love.
And then who else? Tool was great. Friggin' I watched Tool's performance. That was amazing. Lizzie Hale doing Perry Mason and stuff like that. And seeing Tobias Forge, dude, like I would never thought that Tobias Forge would actually get asked to play.
Yeah, he did Bark at the Moon, which was really good. It was really cool, man. All the
Well,
performances, really, I
yeah,
thought.
I agree. Yeah,
Yeah,
and then I think I saw something online how they were like, oh, who was like the best artist out of everybody that played their tributes to Ozzy, and I'm just like, it's not about who was better. It was like it's about showing their love and celebration to the music and to Ozzy and the band, and you know what I mean. I heard that Tobias Forge wanted to do Black Sabbath, the
he
song
did.
Black Sabbath.
Yeah. I saw in an interview he wanted to do "Am I Going Insane" off of Sabotage, which is my favorite album.
Ah,
I would have been like,
yeah,
I don't know why he didn't do it. I guess he wanted to do a few songs and they were already taken, and he was just, you know, he was
yeah.
limited
It
in
doesn't
what.
really matter.
But everyone I thought did great. Yeah, like you said, it's not a competition. It was just a big tribute. But there were a lot I was surprised by because I'm not a real big Tool fan. I don't like listen to Tool that much. I would go see them like if somebody
They're great live, dude.
gave me a ticket, I'd be like, hell yeah. But I never saw them before, so that was my first time seeing Tool, and I thought they did awesome. I thought their cover of "Hand of Doom" was one of the best covers. That was really cool to see. Um, I also really like another band I don't really love is Mastodon, and their cover of
Yeah.
"Supernaut" is fucking awesome. All the Black Sabbath
Oh,
covers were awesome, even by bands that I didn't really like. Like I thought it was all really cool, really cool, you know, and just the spirit behind it is what matters, and it was all out of respect to the gods, That's what it felt like.
Yeah. Who else, man? I thought it was really a right choice to have Metallica to sort of like be the I guess like the headliner or
It was
maybe
great.
third headliner act before
Yeah,
Ozzy and Sabbath came up, because like without Sabbath, then, and I think Hetfield said this too, there'll be like no Metallica, no nothing like that. But
yeah,
even like Guns N' Roses doing Never Say Die, was it?
yeah. Yeah,
Was
they
it
did.
Never Say Die? And
Yeah,
Sabbath Bloody Sabbath.
and It's All Right. They opened with It's
Yeah.
All. I love that because that's Bill Ward, baby. It's Bill Ward. It's all right. I played that at the end of every Sabbath Sunday.
Oh
Um,
dear.
After Corpse Pose, it's all right. That's like the send off song, and that's the one song in the Sabbath Sunday that doesn't change. I keep it. I
Yeah.
keep the award on the way out. Um, so that made me really happy to hear that Guns N' Roses covered that. They covered Sabbath Bloody Sabbath as well, which was, I
Yeah.
think, their best cover for sure. I love that song. Like, who doesn't? That song rules. Metallica did Johnny Blade off the Never
Yes.
Die album, which was great.
Yeah.
That's a
And
great song.
Hole in the Sky from Sabotage.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was only the second time I've ever seen Metallica, and they're amazing live, man. Like, I don't listen to them a whole lot. I love Metallica.
Same.
They're just like a band that's, they're in the background so much, but rarely do I like sit down, listen to Metallica. But seeing them live is, I would see them anytime I could, man. They're great, especially their earlier records. I'm not saying anything new. Kill 'Em All to Master of Puppets is like heavy metal, like 101. That's
Yeah.
besides Sabbath and Maiden, maybe like those early Metallica records are fucking OG. So to see them is great always. I felt like just more heavy metal royalty being added to the fold, and just made it all the much more impactful. Same with Anthrax, dude.
Yeah.
Anthrax is an underappreciated band for sure, I think. Um, so to see them was great, and they played Into the Void, which is one of my
Oh,
favorites as well.
nice.
Yeah, they played
Yeah.
Into the Void. Who else, man? I mean, Lamb of God crushed it. They released their cover of Children of the Grave after the show, which I thought was one of
Oh,
the best.
really?
Yeah, it's on like streaming. If you look up
Oh, no way.
Lamb of God's, yeah, their cover of Children of the Grave is fucking great. Really is.
Yeah.
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 Uh,
Youngblood was good too.
he was good. I had no idea who he was until like
Me either.
yeah, I was like, apparently he's really big in the UK. So us people in other countries might not understand, but I was asking people around me, I'm like, who the fuck is that? And they were telling me
Yeah.
that he's a kind of new rock star guy in the UK, and he's trying to break in America. Which I don't know anything else about him other than he seems to be like a young rock and roll spirit that would probably be good for the musical consciousness right now.
I
And
think so.
and his cover of Changes was fucking beautiful. So that's what I know of Youngblood, and I think I give him all the ups I can based on those two things. Now I don't know any
Yeah.
other part of his music, but maybe I will someday.
Yeah. Yeah. Same. I followed him on Spotify, but I will get around to listening to his music. But seeing Zach Wild and Ozzy play for the last time, so watching him play Mama I'm Coming Home, that actually made me cry,
Oh,
because like it's
dude.
such a beautiful song, but like it would have been nice if Lemmy was there, because he actually co-wrote that song too, for anyone that did not know that.
Yeah,
Um
yeah. I
yeah,
thought of
dude, that fucking made me cry, man. And
oh,
just
it
to
made
see Zach and Ozzy play, it's just to see Zach, Ozzy, Mike Inez.
yeah, man.
Yeah, like fuck, dude, that hit me. I still haven't watched Sabbath's final performance yet because I'm not ready.
Well, let me know when you do. I'd love to hear what you think.
I know it's up on YouTube. I have seen clips, but dude, don't know if I'm ready yet.
Yeah,
I
no,
just have to find the right time. I just
that's
have to
reason.
find the right time to do it.
I didn't know if I was ready then, and I don't know if I'm ready now. It just is going to be when it's going to be. I haven't rewatched it. I haven't really
Yeah,
watched any videos I took, and I haven't rewatched it on YouTube or anything. I just remember it how I remember it. And yeah, I cried like a baby, by the way, for my mom coming home. I cried when Ozzy came out, like the whole like Ozzy set. I was crying the whole time, and I think that obviously for obvious reasons, but it was just so much anticipation, so much buildup, and then just to finally see him come out in his throne and like still do Ozzy stuff and like give it his all, doing what he could and sounding great, performing great, being the man, the Ozzy we know and love, and that just tremendous rock and roll spirit you could just feel from him, and that was very moving, and especially with a song like "Mama, I'm Coming Home," and that made me reflect on my own fucking life, and I thought of Lemmy, and it was just so sad, it's in a beautiful way sad. So I think we were not the only two heavy metal gentlemen in tears in that day. There were a lot. There were a lot. Uh,
yeah,
there were
yeah.
there were
From
a
what I
lot.
saw online, yeah,
Yeah, there were a lot of tough British dudes crying when that happened.
yeah,
I'm very
yeah,
sure. So that was great to see. Um, had Ozzy not come out before Sabbath, I probably would have had the same reaction to Black Sabbath. If they came out together, I would have been crying for Black Sabbath. But Ozzy's set to me was very moving and emotional and powerful in that way. And I think I cried all I could. So when
yeah,
Sabbath came out, it was amazing and everything, and I was in awe of it, but I did not cry like that. I just was witnessing the gods play their music, and it was more of a upbeat kind of party feeling to me. But it didn't have the emotional punch that Ozzy did. Like I said, I think it's probably because he came out first and did his thing, and that was just like I felt like maybe they should have. I don't know what should have happened. I'm not that it was perfect, and I'm not gonna try to change anything. But if they would have came out and just did Sabbath, I probably would have been crying the whole time too. So uh,
yeah,
it was great to see. And Sabbath, they did their 4 songs, they did their hits, and they just to see them do it back at the home in the hometown. Um, it was a very real, authentic performance from pushing 80-year-old men that came out and did their final thing. Did it for the last time, and I'm honored to be in the same room or same world as Black Sabbath, let alone the same stadium and same room. So I was
yeah.
happy. I was happy.
Yeah, I think everyone would be happy now that it has happened, but obviously his legacy is always going to live on. Um, I remember uh, when like as soon as like he passed away and shit, man, dude, I fucking put on Ozzy Osbourne live at Budokan, and
Oh,
because
nice.
the lineup that he had with him with Zach, Robert, and Mike as like the backup band and shit, that whole set list for that concert was fucking amazing. And I think it was around that Down to Earth tour or something like that. But
You're
rewatching that concert again, man, it's fucking the energy of that whole band was just awesome.
you're teaching me stuff, man, because I've never listened to that record.
You should.
I'm gonna right now. I'm adding it to the boom, adding it.
Yeah, man. Live at Budokan, dude. I remember buying that on DVD when I was like maybe like 21 or something like that. And
It looks great.
that's how I fell in love with Zach Wild, dude. But yeah, it's just the energy, just everything in that whole band, dude. Like they even played Suicide Solution and Zach went into his guitar solo.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, man. I'm gonna listen to it today. That's
Yeah, man. You'll
You got
love that album, dude.
man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, bro.
Nah, what really surprised me the most in that tribute to the farewell for Black Sabbath and Ozzy was Jakey Lee.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. There were a lot of cool surprises, man. Like, why can't I think of Steven Tyler coming out too?
Yeah, he
Dude.
blew it out of the way, man.
Yeah,
Fuck me.
dude. He did like so much better than I thought he would do, with all due respect, you know. And Ronnie Wood, seeing like the classics like that. I know we mentioned him before, but like it just it felt great. It felt great to see him. Sammy Hagar, I'm not the biggest Sammy Hagar / Van Hagar fan in the world, but I thought that he was cool. I thought that everyone did a
Yeah,
really cool job. KK Downing from Judas Priest came out and played fucking Breaking the Law. That was the
yes,
coolest shit ever, you know?
yeah,
Because I've seen Priest so many times, but I've never seen KK, I don't think. No, I've never seen KK.
yeah.
I've never seen KK's Priest, and he's fucking a savage, dude. So
I've
he
never
did,
seen Priest live.
dude. Next time they're in
I know.
Australia, do it.
I
Got to,
will.
got to.
I will.
I like to. I have to think they tour to Australia, yeah, don't they? Or no?
Yeah, it was like a while ago though.
Yeah,
A while
it's
ago.
expensive for
But
us to get down there, man. It's expensive for the bands from around here to get down all the way to
you
the.
need to come down here, man. Fuck, so we can hang out.
I know. One day, I'm bringing the DCL Crypt crew to Australia. We've been saying it for
Yeah.
years. You wait.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it one day.
Oh yeah. You can bring Frank and Jan too, man, because I want to meet that dude as well, man. I love that
Oh
guy
yeah.
so much.
I'm gonna leave him down there with you, and then you'll you'll taking him back. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um out of all of the bands that perform on stage for that concert, um was there a band that you wish that you saw like that was in that lineup? Like, because like I kind of felt like there would have been like some other cool bands that would have been able to do that special tribute to Sabbath and Ozzy. Is there like a band that you wish that was there?
That's a great question, man.
Yeah.
I haven't really thought about that, but you know, if we're talking about classic metal, you know, classic metal, classic rock, like I know we've talked about this before. In terms of like the big four, you know, we had three of the big four there. Um, Megadeth would have been great, you know.
Mm,
But I like Testament, like
yeah.
Testament more than I like Anthrax and more than I like Megadeth, with all due respect. Testament is
Yeah.
fucking amazing. I would love to have seen Testament there. And I
Ah.
know you just saw Testament.
Oh yeah, and I caught the drummer's drumstick too, bro.
Hell yeah. Hell
And it
yeah.
wasn't even, dude, it wasn't even going towards me. I just had my hand out just to fucking grab something off a band member, and the fucking stick just came to my hand with force, dude. But like, you know how when people catch stuff and people fight for shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, metalheads in Australia, we're cool.
Yeah.
We're so
Like,
nice to each other. I like I missed a couple of guitar picks, and there was some that landed next to me, or somebody grabbed them and shit. But as soon as I got the drumstick, everybody was just like fucking patting me on the back of the shoulder.
that's great. I love that. They're like,
Yeah,
whatever, mate. You got it. We're cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, Testament would have been a perfect fit for that. And I reckon if, because Alex Skolnick, right? I'm not joking, and I see this pop up on Guitar World magazine when they did like a tribute to Ozzy. He was a live guitar player for one show for Ozzy.
Oh, really?
Yes, in the 90s, I think. I think this is like around like where after Zach Wild sort of did Black Label Society, I think, for a little bit, then came back with Ozzy again and left.
That's cool. That's good
It
to
was in
know.
the 90s. Yeah, I did not know that.
That's good to know. I'm gonna look that up. The last time I saw Testament, they had Dave Lombardo on drums. for a group. Yeah. They it was just like one tour they did. I know he did an album with them. I think it was The Gathering.
Brotherhood and the Snake, wasn't it? No, that was Gene Hoglan. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm gonna look it up because I'll know it if I see the cover, but it's either The Gathering or Low. It's The Gathering. The
Yeah.
opening song "Do Not Resuscitate" DNR. Love that shit.
Oh, dude, that song rips live, man. When they play that song,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
fucking rip.
they did a tour with Lombardo, I think for like I don't know if it was the anniversary of that or whatever, but I had to go see that shit. But every Testament album is fucking great. I'm
I
jealous,
agree.
and I can't wait to see him again.
Hell
I
yeah.
would,
I would have loved to see Billy Vallow play at the Ozzy Sabbath final gig because I know how much he's a big Black Sabbath fan, and I know him played at Ozfest in 2001, I think it was.
yeah,
That was around that Love Metal era.
yeah.
And I've got the Love Metal Archives Volume 1 DVD, and there's a footage of him doing Hand of Doom by Black Sabbath.
Oh shit, that's cool.
Yeah. I think you find it on Spotify. I think it was Love Metal Archives Volume 1 or 2 or whatever it is. They did like Hand of Doom, and Billy Vallow's voice on that song was amazing.
That's awesome. Um,
Yes.
I think it would have been really cool to have like Mickey D from Motorhead included in the drum off. I would have put some Mickey D in there because he's one of my favorite drummers ever. Or just some
Yeah.
Motorhead representation would have been great.
Phil
I'm happy
Campbell.
anybody from Judas Priest. I know they wanted Judas Priest to do it, and they just couldn't do it. They were on tour, like whatever. But I'm glad they got KK from Priest because they're from Birmingham as well. So that made a lot of sense. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Rob Zombie would have been cool. I always love to see Zombie, and I know they've done Ozfest, together, anything like that. But I would ultimately also not change anything because it was the way it was meant to be. It was
Yeah.
the way it was. Yeah.
But yeah, it I think Megadeth wasn't invited, and I think I may be wrong, but I reckon because David, the old bassist, David, what's his name, Junior, the original bassist, he was there at the time. He was at the Black Sabbath
That's right.
gig show for the
That's right.
Ozzy and Sabbath thing. So probably that's the reason why Megadeth wasn't
Probably.
invited.
Well, there was Megadeth representation there, and I forgot that he was even there. So that's my bad. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in my
Yeah,
head. That's funny. Yeah, you're
yeah.
right. You're right, man. So we
But
got
like we, Ozzy, you with us forever, my friend. And
yes.
thank you for the music, man. Dude, I would have to say as well, for the dude that's like friggin' in the worst condition in his life and then still got out there to perform in front of like 50,000 people. No, I don't think not many artists would ever do that.
No. And that's the spirit. That's the heavy metal spirit I was talking about. That's the moving part of it. And to see him just enjoy the fuck out of it too. He wasn't struggling through it. He didn't want it to end. He was fucking digging it up there. And to be able to like do that and enjoy it at that level and at that time and be that's what it's all about, and that's what he was meant to do, and that's how he was meant to go out. And like I said, I couldn't be happier for him, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, we're sending our love to the Osbournes as we
oh,
speak right now.
no doubt.
Uh, all we can say is thank you.
Honestly,
Thank you for the music, Oz. Really.
honestly,
Uh,
honestly.
Bill, Tony, Geezer, you are more than welcome to come on this podcast. And if it ever happens, Zach, you're my fucking side. You'll be my wingman.
Thanks, bro. Thank you so much. We're gonna make it happen. I
Yeah.
wanted, I wanted to get Geezer to the yoga class, because I know he's vegan and in good shape. So I was trying to get Geezer Butler to the Sabbath Sunday. One day we might. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah, dude. You know who I forgot to mention too? That we should have invited on this podcast to do this whole tribute to to do like a little remember tribute to Ozzy and also pay tribute to Sabbath. Obviously, Shula Benson would have loved this. Would have loved to do this episode, but we are gonna do like a Sabbath Sunday reunion at some point. We just need to find a perfect time and date
We
and
have
month to do it, but it's gonna happen. You hear
it
it
is.
first, guys.
It is. I'm
It's gonna
honored to
happen.
be on anytime I can, buddy, and I'm proud of you and what you do. And you have that heavy metal spirit that Ozzy would be proud of. So, sending love to you, Adam G, and keep doing what you're doing. That's how we really keep this alive, man. That's how we keep Ozzy alive, the spirit of Black Sabbath alive, through our work and how we are and the vibes we spread to the rest of us. So we're carrying the torch in whatever way we can, and at least that's what I'm
Yeah.
trying. So I think we're on the same page, buddy. So I appreciate you.
Well, let's finish off with top 5 Ozzy Osbourne songs from Black Sabbath and the Ozzy Osbourne era.
Oh no, let's do it. I feel like all right, hold on. This is serious. I feel like if we have to separate Black Sabbath and Ozzy because I don't know if I can pick, or if I do pick, I'm gonna pick probably all Sabbath songs.
Yeah. Well, you want to do them separate.
What you're the host of the show. Whatever you want.
Let's do them separate. Let's do top 5 Sabbath, top 5 like in the Ozzy era, obviously, and then let's do top 5 Ozzy songs.
That's what we
Let's do
should do.
that.
All right.
Yeah.
Go. Do you want to start with Ozzy or Sabbath?
Let's go with Sabbath.
All right. All right. All right. My favorite Black Sabbath song is Lord of This World. That's number 1. From there, I feel like obviously I love so many Sabbath songs, so it's hard to pick. And I'm gonna say 4 more. Then I'm gonna say an hour later, I'm gonna be like, "Fuck, why didn't I say this?" You know what I mean? But I'm gonna do my best right now. Here's my top 5 Sabbath songs right now: Lord of This World, Megalomania off of Sabotage.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more of a deeper cut, but it's an amazing. That's my favorite album as a whole. Sabotage. Um, Black Sabbath, self-titled track. That if I was disappointed in anything about the final Black Sabbath show, is the fact that they didn't play that. I have to say, if I was disappointed in anything that had to do with Back to the Beginning, I feel like they should have played Black Sabbath. But okay, they didn't. But we can hope in hell they're playing it later. This is tough, Adam. I got 2 more. I'm probably gonna pick Thrill of It All on Sabotage again.
Man, you're
Another
going real deep.
love that song. Love that song. I love that album so much. Opening track on Volume 4, Wheels of Confusion / A
Yeah.
Stranger. Those are probably be my top 5 Ozzy Sabbath songs right now. Anyway.
Nice.
All right, you're up.
Yeah. All right. For Sabbath, I will go with Wicked World as number 5. Number 4, I will probably go with Supernaut. Is it Supernaut?
Supernaut.
Yeah. Yep. Number 3, I would go with Into the Void.
Reasonable.
Then number 2, Under the Sun. And then
Love
number
that.
1, I would have to go with Black Sabbath, man.
Yeah, dude. Come on. That's it, dude. I love that. I love that lineup. I love that lineup. I will preface my Aussie picks with that as much as I love and appreciate Ozzy and his solo output, I'm nowhere near as a big a fan of Ozzy solo music as I am of Black Sabbath. So my choices will probably reflect more of the greatest hits and less of the deep cuts, which is contrary to my Black Sabbath picks. But that said, all love and respect to the man. Um, I have to say that probably Diary of a Madman is my favorite Ozzy record, and I think Over the Mountain and Flying High Again will both be included in my top five. Um, Mama, I'm Coming Home, especially after hearing that at the final show and crying. It just was like a moment in heavy metal concert history that I will never forget. So that has to be number three. Suicide Solution, number four. And I'll probably say Little Dolls off of Diary of a Madman because that's cool and creepy. And I love that shit. So that's
I have
my top.
to go back and listen to that album
Yeah.
again.
Oh, dude, it's
Yeah, it's
cool.
been a
It's the
while.
most weird, like, horror driven, I think. Obviously, there's Bark at the Moon, but Diary of a Madman as a whole is where it's at for me.
Yeah, nice. You went deep as well with that one. The deep cuts, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. So for me, I'll probably go with Perry Mason.
Cool.
Such a heavy track. The Moment I'm Coming Home. Then I will probably go with Ultimate Sin.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Shout in the Dark.
That's a good one.
J.K. Lee. That was, I think it was the last album that he done before he, I don't know, left or got let go or whatever.
Never
And
happened.
then number one will probably go. It's hard because like between with the Aussie era with Sabbath to Sabbath and solo, he had like a little bit more of a bigger character, like a big more songs with Ozzy than what he did with Sabbath. You know what I mean? So it kind of makes it a little bit harder.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I'll probably go. It gets me through.
Classic
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
You gotta listen to Diary of a Madman. I'm gonna
I
listen to
will.
this live album. You're gonna listen to Diary of a Madman. That's our homework, maybe.
Yes, yeah, and I'll let you know how I feel
Yeah, and I'll let
after the Sabbath, the last Sabbath concert. That it's up
yeah,
on YouTube now.
let me know. Yeah, we'll talk
Yeah,
about it. We'll talk.
yeah. So thank you very much, Zach. As always, you're like just becoming like my regular guest here now, and so I see you got more tattoos as well. So
Yeah, every time you see me, I probably lose muscle but add tattoo. That's a zombie
nah, you're
face.
looking bulky, dude. You're looking
Oh,
good.
I try. I try to keep it balanced. Try to keep as much of a balance between skinny, stretchy yoga body and also having muscle, so I don't look like I don't listen to Motorhead. You know, I have to keep the muscle.
Yeah. So before we finish up, man, have you got anything cool coming up with like Death Comes Lifting or anything like that? Is there anything like
There's
you want to like promote?
if you look at deathcomeslifting.com or our social media, I'm doing stuff all the time. Whether like there's a lot of local events and classes and things I do in Pittsburgh, but
Yeah.
we also have a Lifting Dead Army online virtual community that I
Oh,
stream
cool.
lots of content to and make our stupid funny movies for, and all the events and classes I do, I try to live stream or record from them and put them out to the virtual community. And I'm always doing merch and designs and new clothing and new content for everybody. So yeah, there's just always stuff going on in Death Comes Lifting world. There's nothing right now that I can say like I'm definitely promoting this, but there's always new shit coming out. And I'm really, as we're recording this, it's the end of July, so that means the Crypt Keeper is in full Halloween planning mode. So
Oh yeah.
look for cool shit happening for Halloween, like mid-September. We'll be pumping out some cool designs and cool events and content for all you guys, and I'm excited.
Awesome. I'm excited too for
I
you.
hope. Oh, thanks, man. I'm excited for you. What do you have
Thanks,
going on?
man.
What's
Man,
Adam's future plans happening?
just doing this podcast, bro. Like I actually hit 110 subscribers now, which is cool
Super
for
cool.
something that's been going on for like a year and a half, I guess. It's slowly growing on Instagram. That's all I've been using now is YouTube and Instagram. I should be posting stuff on Spotify, but like I keep forgetting to do all that. But Corey Thomas and I are going to be doing a Rob Zombie movie ranking episode. So
Oh,
Corey, you hear it? Yeah, man. Corey Thomas, our good friend, Valkyrie AD,
yeah.
Mr. Guitar Shredder. Yeah, he's going to be coming back on the podcast again to do a Rob Zombie movie Halloween Rob Zombie movie ranking. So it'll be good, man. It'd be
Hell
good
yeah.
to like rewatch those uh other Rob Zombie films that I haven't seen in a while, because like the Halloween and Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses and stuff like that and Free from Hell, I can all sort of like I can remember that whole thing because I've watched it so many times. But like with like the other ones like Lords of Salem and 31, I might have to rewatch again. But no, it's gonna be a fun one, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, man. If that's amazing, and I'm happy to hear that. And I love Corey, and I love Rob Zombie, and I love you. So I'll certainly listen to that episode. And if you need to phone a friend during that time, just give me a call, and I'll
Yeah,
if you need anything.
yeah,
If
yeah, dude.
there's a tie and you need me to break the tie or something, I'll be there.
Oh yeah, man. Always appreciate you. So,
Appreciate you too.
guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow Zak on all social medias and buy some of his merch from Def Comes Lifting, because I've spent so much money from buying his stuff as well.
Mwah.
And
Thank you, Adam. And look for us on OnlyFans too. Death Comes Lifting.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, thank you, Black Sabbath. Rest in
Thank you,
peace,
Ozzy.
Ozzy. And Alice Cooper's got a new album with his original band members coming out tomorrow as well. So
Yes.
there you go.
Yes.
It's gonna be friggin' awesome. I've only heard one or two tracks, and then I left it as that. But I'm looking forward to hear the original members back for the first time in like, I don't know, 50 years or whatever it was.
We're gonna have a lot to talk about the next time I'm on the podcast. So
yes,
we'll
let's do an Alice Cooper album review so we can get him on here.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, man.
I'm in,
yeah,
brother.
yeah. All right, man.
Thank you, dude.
Catch you, everyone. R.I.P.
I'll see
Rosie.
you.
We love you.
We love you.